this is Sean with Gate City. We're on a job today at a commercial site, and so we've got a bunch of stuff going on today. We've got a break area that's flooding really badly and water coming down off the hill. So we're gonna get going on that today, but today we're gonna be doing cutting a swale above the property, above the problem area. So I'll get back to you when we get up there and show you what's going on. Nice. We are back behind the building here, and let me show you what's been going on. So check out this mess. So what's happening here is this whole patio is flooding, and let me show you some video of that. And what happens is the water actually, this is like a break area here, so that's bad enough that this floods, but the water then flows into the building and disrupts production. It's actually shut them down a couple times. So if you look here, we've got some crazy pipes here, and then we've got a clean out right here. And so what I'm proposing to do is I'm proposing to pipe these two downspouts here off this little break area roof, basically pretty much along the surface, and get them into this pipe. Now we don't know what's under there, so I've got a bunch of different fittings. We'll be working on that tomorrow. We're going to dig up this area and put in a 20-inch catch basin and dig out some of this dirt and put some gravel back in for some more buffering capacity. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to take this channel drain here, whatever it's doing, and we're going to attach it to a pipe and pipe it into this thing as well. So we're not sure what's going on here, and so it's going to be a little bit of some Forrest Gump digging where you don't know what you're going to hit. But the idea being, we're going to be taking all this water that's already in a pipe, which is a downspout, and keeping it in a pipe all the way to here. So I want to talk about my philosophy on things. So let's take a look here. The water ends up right here, and so what the previous people did is they put a channel drain right there. But you all know from watching my channel that water flows downhill. So what do we do when we have water there at the bottom? What do? We look up. And so, just like you saw in that video, there's just water pouring out of these pipes right here. The other thing is, if you look up here, there's a giant factory or warehouse and a parking lot there, and the whole thing slopes right into this area. And so I've been working with the property manager here for about 2 months on really identifying where this water is coming from. And one of the main questions I had was, is there water pouring off of this hill? And after a few different rains, the property manager came out here and observed what was going on. And yes, he said there's water. It's just kind of pouring off everywhere off the hill. And so what we're going to do today, I've got Jeremy with me. We're going to climb up the hill again because water flows downhill. So it's going to be starting uphill. And you see how we have this parking lot right here? The parking lot's higher than this. This is higher than this. This is higher than this, this, all the way down. So we're just going to cut a swath through here, probably maybe 2 or 3 buckets wide. And we're going to take the dirt off of here and throw it over here. So we're going to create a swale here and a berm here. The idea being, we're going to direct this water that's going across the hill and down to the break area. We're going to direct it down the hill. And look at the great fall we have going down the hill. So it's a no-brainer to try to keep all this water off of that area and keep that channel drain dry. What do you think, Jeremy?
I think that sounds like an excellent idea. Let's do it.
You think water flows downhill?
I know it flows downhill. And you can prove it.
Yeah, right?
Turn on the faucet, watch it flow.
Yep. So tomorrow we'll be over here with Jeremy and Ronald. We'll be digging that thing up, trying to figure out what we're going to do, because I don't know what we're going to do there with our piping. Anytime you pipe into an existing pipe, it's you're kind of up in the air. True. But we'll figure it out. So today will be pretty fun. We'll be doing some dirt work. All right, here's a view from down here. This is really like a power line corridor. And when I called 811, I was very, very specific about locating between the two buildings here along this corridor. And luckily there were no utilities in here, so that's really good news anytime you're going to start Forrest Gump digging, because you never know what you're going to hit. If we take a look up here, you can see that this area is higher than the parking lot, and that apparently is 7,000 volts right there. Anyway, this area looks pretty good. So even though it's sloping downhill right here, I don't really see any water coming from that parking lot coming across that bank right there. So I think we're good here. I think our area of concern is like maybe from this power pole, I think is what I quoted. And if you look here, you can see that we're starting to dip down. Hopefully you can see that a little bit lower than the parking lot. And so it's just this area I want to make sure that we cut our swale here. Maybe a little bit right there. We'll have to see. Just have to kind of see how it goes once I get in here and get this vegetation scraped off. But this is clearly lower than the parking lot. And so this area definitely, hopefully you can see that this is lower than the parking lot. This area definitely, right through here, and it shouldn't take too much right here. So we're gonna get started. This area is pretty much just a power line corridor between the two properties. And so I did work with the property manager to make sure that they owned this. And what we're doing here is we're just going to do a quick and dirty swale. And then we're going to take the dirt that we dig out of the swale and use it to place on the downhill side and make a berm. And so really this is not going to be a super fancy grading job. We're just pretty much trying to get this water directed down the hill instead of, or down toward there's a pond down there, actually, a retention pond. But anyway, get it directed down this corridor instead of down the hill toward the break area. And so this was pretty much a half day. I brought my biggest skid steer. That's my MCT 125 Volvo. And that thing's got really wide tracks, so it does a real nice job of floating and tracking over everything. And it was a little bit big to be maneuvering in here, but it worked out really well on the day. Okay, I just got my little swale and berm built up, and I tracked over it a bunch of times to pack it down really well. And this is just going to turn back into overgrown brush, so this really needs to function more than it needs to look really pretty. But I did want to get it really well compacted, and so that's pretty well compacted there. It's going to work just fine, and then this thing will basically wear itself in as the rain comes and everything. We're going to put seed and straw on it. It may not last depending on if we get a heavy rain or not, but it'll work. And so all the water coming off this parking lot, this bank, everything is now going to be diverted by our new swale and berm, and it's going to head down to wherever that water goes. And Jeremy's going to seed and straw this, just like I said. Hopefully it'll do something. And I think this is quite a bit higher over here, but I almost think I should just kind of plow through here and clean up some of this brush. There's a big root right here. I think I may want to pop that out just in case it turns into a dam. And I think I backed into that stump right there. I felt a bump. So the old Volvo's taking some beatings, but anyway, yeah, this is gonna go a long way to keeping the water away from that channel drain. Jeremy's over here seeding, and we're just kind of wandering around, but look at this. Look at how all these, I think that's a cypress or some kind of conifer tree. Anyway, look at how it's all piled up along the fence right here. That may be evidence that water is sheeting across here and all the debris is getting caught in the fence before it sheets down through here. So little clues like that can tell you what's going on. Here, there's enough gap underneath the fence that the water may be flowing across right here, and you see bare soil. So either way, we're gonna get this bank and parking lot water out of the equation. Okay, Jeremy's up there seeding and strawing. I hit this area right here, just there was a little hump. At least I felt like there was a hump right there. But I wanted to show you what's going on the neighboring property. We do have a retention pond here. This is a retention pond slash biological filter that is designed to capture all the parking lot water and then hold it here for evaporation and percolation back into the ground. And meanwhile, the plants and other organisms that live in the water break down any contaminants such as oil and gas or things like that, diesel, whatever it may be, from the parking lot runoff. So we do have that going on, which is hopefully catching most of it, because once we get over to this property, there's not really a great place for water to go because the street's higher. So it's definitely a tricky one over here, but we're trying to save that break area and the water from running in through that sliding door. Jeremy's just about finished up with the seed and straw up there, and I'm just down here looking at this. This right here looks like a 4x6x6 Y is what it looks like to me. If I stick my hand in here, this pipe is much bigger down in there. And if you look over there and over there, that's all 6-inch schedule 40. So I'm hoping that this line right here that's coming into here, I'm hoping we're going to be able to cut that. And I've got a couple of 4x, or whatever they are, 6x6x4 wise, and then we can just piece this thing back together, and I can hook on the channel drain and put a catch basin here. And I'm a little bit wondering what I'm going to do, how I'm going to get these two downspouts with their 4-inch pipe into here. So we'll have to see. I've got a couple of fern coes too. We may have to fern coe it together and do it that way, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. So the name of the game tomorrow, and we're working on the weekend here while this factory is closed, and so trying to have all these different fittings, because you can't go to Lowe's and buy some of these things. Try to have all the fittings I may possibly need on hand. So we shall see what happens in the morning, I guess. We're back out here today. I've got Jeremy and Ronald, and got the box truck. I've got the Mini X and the Mini Skid, and I've got almost 2 tons of gravel, which this is way too much gravel, but you know, when you go to the quarry, you might as well get some. So we're gonna go hop into those 6-inch pipes and see what we can do. I'm gonna grab the Mini X and get it back there, and we will get started on our digging and see what we find. So it should be pretty interesting. Yeah.
Do you have a particular place you want the bags?
Out of the way, probably on the concrete.
Okay. Yeah, that was unreal.
The first thing we're going to do here is we've got to get our existing pipe exposed. And so anytime you're digging around something that you don't want to destroy, it's nice to have a smooth bucket and not a tooth bucket. So I'll be doing that. And then the guys are working over here to get these 2 gutters caught and figured out. So there's a lot of water that comes off of here, as you saw in the video. So let me get you digging. All right, we got this exposed, and look at what we found. This pipe was never even connected. And so that's gonna make our job a little bit easier, I think, to get into this. Also, I thought there was a 6-inch main running through here, catching that gutter, but that one must be going the other way. And so now that I think about it, and now that I see this, of course, hindsight's 50-50. Usually you would put a clean out at the end of a run, so that does make sense that we're starting here where the clean out is. So let's see what we can get going here. I think the first thing we're going to do is just remove this pipe, dig it all out, and we'll be in pretty good shape, I think. All right, what's going on, Ronald?
Well, upon trying to remove this pipe, I've noticed this joint right here seems to be glueless.
So they just primed it and didn't glue it.
That appears to be the case. I mean, I don't want to talk about nobody's work, but proof is in the pudding.
Wow, that's so weird.
Didn't even prime that end.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What do you think the odds that those aren't glued too? Because that would be sweet.
sweet for us.
Yeah. Because I only have a limited number of 6-inch fittings here, and if we can pop these out and refinagle them, that would be awesome.
That would be sweet, yeah.
I think we should let's get her dug out first.
Yeah. We may be hooked into it. Yeah.
There you go. Look at all that water that came out.
Wow.
We're just holding it.
So they drilled out that 90.
That didn't even, the whole pipe didn't even get in that pipe to drain. So the water was draining down inside that pipe, some of it.
So it wasn't even getting into the pipe, and you got a great 6-inch drain right there, but there was no way to get water into it.
Exactly.
No wonder this whole thing was flooding.
Makes you wonder what they did with some of these others.
Yeah. Are those fittings loose?
No. But we're gonna come short.
So where they used a 45, should we show them what they did? And what they did, they turned that 45 the other way.
Yeah, what they did,
Check this out.
45 like this into a 90.
And then the 90 came down and out.
And the 90 come out and out. But what they did to catch this channel drain here, with this wonderful corrugated, it was drill a hole into the side of the 90.
Yeah.
And the hole wasn't big enough for the corrugated to actually go into the 4-inch or the 6-inch. So what was happening was half of the load was getting into the pipe and half of the load was going outside of the pipe. With aiding in.
So what are we going to do with that 45? Instead of turning it the way they did it, we're going to turn it.
Jeremy had come up with a thing looking at it. That right there, put the 45 on right there. We have a 90 here. That's our grade.
Right.
Yep.
Look at that.
That's going to solve the issue from back grade to grade what we need.
Right.
And it's going to solve the problem.
Okay. And then we can put a couple of 4x4, or I mean 6x6x4 Ys in here to catch a catch basin and to catch this channel drain.
Right. So,
all right.
That being
let me get in there and dig some of that mud out of there. And then we'll bring in some gravel and bed it. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, I'm thinking, guys, if you look at this. Like that.
okay. Oh yeah, I got you. With that. Now see, one day I will be a plumber.
We still have to figure out our catch basin though.
Oh. That's gotta come in too, don't it? That's that can come in right here, 4, can't we?
Well, here
Right
we go.
here?
Grab the catch basin if you would.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna set that at? Right here? This is about the low spot.
I
So
don't
we
know.
can bring it and pipe it in right here inside.
Oh, we could do that. I mean, we could. This is bedrock right here, though. Or maybe not. Maybe not. This is E-man right here. There you go. Maybe we could just put it like right here, and then Y into it with our 4-inch.
Why not?
So that would we wouldn't need this.
Right. That would save you. That can't be a cheap bidding.
I think it's like 55 or 60 bucks.
Oh,
We're definitely gonna measure once and glue twice.
Don't let Ronald get it.
And that's good because we probably gonna need all that pipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And that can angle a little bit for these two. I mean, the problem is we're not gonna have any fall.
Okay,
We're
so
not gonna have any fall.
where's the low spot? Here?
I think it's right here somewhere.
So like maybe right here? Like maybe we can come this way a little bit?
Yeah, maybe. This is going that way.
Yeah. I definitely see no fall. Putting it right there just kind of puts it in an awkward spot for that. And it's not near deep enough to drop it in.
Right. I mean, we're just gonna have to do the best we can
Oh yeah.
in this situation.
Yep.
That's why also I was hoping if we could dig out and make this a little bit more of a... I mean, the other thing we could do, Ronald, instead of a catch basin, we could do a couple legs of French drain.
We got some on the truck.
Whatever y'all think. Either way,
We could do that too.
whatever you think's gonna be the best way to solve the problem, John.
I mean, we could even... You know what I mean? We could even do a perforated pipe all the way around here, and then one there too, and use our other 4x4, 6x6x4, whatever it's called. We could even do a leg of perforated pipe right there.
Okay.
I think that's going to be better.
Let me grab it. Okay, so we're just leave it just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, set it back in there if you would. I gotta tell the camera.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get the pipe.
Yeah, I'll wait. Okay.
No. Okay.
Okay, let me show you where we are at here. So we pulled their fitting off, and we're going to use this 6x6x4 sanitary tee to get into those gutters right there that are going to be coming around the corner. I quoted doing a catch basin, but if you put this catch basin at grade, you only have that much space, and so it's going to be too high. So I already have thought about this, and what we did is we brought some perforated pipe. So I think what I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to turn this whole area into a French drain. So something like that with a couple legs of perforated pipe, and maybe even, let me think here, maybe, yeah, I think what I wanted to do too was put that in there and then do another section of perforated pipe right there of French drain right there. That'll catch that French drain. That 4x4 or 6x6x4Y will catch that channel drain. I've got a piece. I'm gonna have to modify it for that. And then check this out. This is their original fitting that wasn't glued. Now this piece is glued. For whatever reason, that clean out's glued in there. So we're just gonna move the clean out to up here, which is fine. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Instead of trying to use a catch basin, the problem with the catch basin too is this whole area is so flat. A catch basin really needs to be in a low point. And so it's so flat across here. I think I really like the idea of doing a French drain. All right, Ronald just spent some time. We're gonna say maybe customizing this fitting. Well, it's on there. Anyway, he had to hack it and chip some concrete out and whatever, but it's on there now, so that'll be a good connection. We can get into our PVC, and I've got the fitting that will convert that, whatever that is, to schedule 40.
Let's see what we're gonna do here. Being long, this thing.
There you go.
Let me ask you something, boss.
Uh-huh.
Just for the heck of asking, you know, I think I know what the answer's gonna be, but is it possible to run on top of this big timber?
I probably wouldn't, because it's going to be slippery if somebody goes to step on it.
Okay.
Now, what about cutting a notch in that timber?
We're gonna have to do something, I think.
Because we just can't get into that gutter, can we?
No, not like that. Not unless we come here.
Well, you know what I see the gutter guys do? They'll cut this thing and then just hook it into itself, and that'll give it enough tweak.
Cut it high.
No, they cut the gutter, the
cut
downspout.
the gutter.
Yeah.
And then bring your pipe up high.
No, don't bring the pipe up high. That'll get the gutter to move. You know how if you cut two pieces and put a coupling in it, you can tweak it a little bit?
Yes.
Same thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw them do that the other day.
Okay.
I just cut this downspout in half, and I've seen my gutter guys do this, but by putting a joint right there, they can tweak a little bit. And so you've got to have this cornering tool to crimp the corners down. So you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and it should fit in here. Now that should fit in there. There we go. Okay. Okay, now I'm hoping that this will tweak out a little bit like that.
How's that working out, John?
Beautifully.
Nice.
Ronald's gonna be proud.
Ronald will be proud?
Yep.
Oh, God.
All because I saw the gutter guys do it the other day.
You have to keep me real quick.
Yep. It depends on what kind of a woodworker I am.
Well, can you just go straight down there and we'll hit something with a chisel or something and knock it out?
That's the hope. Do we have a cardboard box anywhere we could use to paint up on?
I'm sure on the truck, but not here.
Okay.
You want me to go get it?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yep. Is there anything else we need in the truck?
Another battery?
Truck, Jeremy, bring me the other one into the box.
Okay. Smash it.
There's only one left in the other one.
Okay.
Oh, that's... You know what, Howard? Sean, you know what, huh?
Yeah, check it out. That's what I ended up with.
Okay. So what was it you needed again?
A box. Something I can paint on. I mean, I could probably take a little bit more out. But I'm getting kind of... Think it'll look better painted?
Probably. I would imagine paint downwards.
Yeah, get out of the light there.
Yeah.
Good, terrible shadows right here.
Sean, where's the load of rock going to?
We're going to do a French drain right there.
Okay.
You want to do something on the other side too?
Okay, we're gonna let that fitting dry and then probably hit it with another coat of paint. We do have water coming down this hill and there's a lot of gravel in here. And so what I want to do is I want to get this gravel out and I want to take that clayey subsoil and pack it back in here. So hopefully the water stays on the surface and runs around here. So we're just gonna hand dig this out of here. Jeremy's got the mini skid. We were waiting for that brown paint to dry and we were just about ready to turn this corner with those gutter downspouts and their piping. So I had to hop back on the excavator and just blow this area out. We're going to replace all this with gravel since we decided to do a French drain instead of a catch basin here. And remember earlier I said that 2 tons of gravel was way too much? Well, that comes back to bite me. Alright, Jeremy's working on getting that dirt and mud and gravel mix. He's just trying to lose it up in the woods right there. And Ronald and I just got this in here. I think that looks pretty good. And we used Greg's trick of cutting it here and giving you a little joint. Maybe we could have cut a little bit lower, but I think I liked it right there. But anyway, Gonna get some clay packed in here and we should be in really good shape.
All right, Jimmy?
Yep.
Our French drain basin's looking pretty good. I got a bunch of dirt out of here and Jeremy's getting stuff cleaned up. Ronald's getting this pipe going and he just made up that fitting and I painted it for him. And so I think we're gonna throw some fabric in here and start making some gravel runs. We'll get a bed of gravel down here and then we'll get our pipe in and then we'll just bury the whole thing in gravel.
That will be a trick right there, my friend. Okay.
Alright, so that's gonna go like something like that. And then like a French drain there.
You also got this piece too.
Yeah, okay.
So do you want like this small piece up in this area, and then the other two you originally had parallel to the pipe, to the main pipe? Yeah, one on that side and the longer one on that side. So you could do something like that.
Let's see how this one looks. Right here. That one might be the right one there.
Sean, will it actually hurt to shorten this pipe up a foot?
Yeah, it shouldn't hurt. You want to get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way, Sean. Right here fine?
Yeah. Well, hates that stuff, Jamie.
It's in our way, really. It's in the way.
All right, you want to cut me a little nipple for this to make these two up? Maybe like a 4 or 5 inch.
Just makeup?
Yeah, just a makeup nipple. Alright. Yeah. That'll work there. Yeah, the battery's dead. Okay.
I don't think we're quite.
Come on. Try to hit it right there.
Too much?
Fix it right there, but just hold right there a second.
Okay.
Hit it one more time, Jeremy.
Bottom?
Bottom. Sweet.
So just leave it.
Yeah, let's lock his pitch back down.
It shouldn't. It should probably be higher if it's going to get any fall to it. Nice, one vented clean out. So you like those vent holes?
I do.
All right. Let's get this piece hooked up, and I think we'll be done on this side. Jeremy, want to go for it?
Sure.
Okay, we got this side pretty well set where we want it. Jeremy's going to dump that bucket of gravel right here on the pipe while I hold it down.
So we need to make a makeup for this.
Yep, which is right here. You can use that there, or you can use it there. I'll make another one. That'll stabilize the pipe for us while we keep working. Ah, we're gonna have funny. Yeah. Okay.
Now, where do you want to terminate this pretty straight short?
I want as much as we can get.
Here, maybe?
Maybe drop that a little bit.
Yeah.
If we had another, we don't have another 4 by or 6 by 6 by 4 sanitary tee, I would have taken it that way too. But we don't have one.
How much more of this do we have left?
Not the more.
We got a little piece
It's
over
that
there.
little piece right there, and that's it as far as the stuff that's.
2 foot, 2.5 foot piece.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess it is. I guess that's all we can do, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, more French drain is better, obviously.
Well, you will have had full coverage on this side.
Mm-hmm.
There's full coverage on that side.
We've eliminated the downspouts, which is where most of the water's coming from.
And even if water pools in the gravel underneath, by the
Right.
time it rises up high enough to be an issue here, it would make these.
Right, make them
Yeah.
flow full bore. Okay. I think it's going to be interesting.
All right. So you need a 90 for a clean out. Are you putting a clean out on the?
Glue it to it.
Oh. the X-Lash loves you hit it. Good. Notice the difference in the last hit, didn't you, Bob? Wow!
Yeah, yeah.
Damn it, boy. I know my ex-wife loves me. Fish trying to get me every day.
Looks like either that's a smidge bit long or I didn't see this on the left.
Well, I can back it up like that just a hair. Well, no, that ain't work, is it? That may be just a hair long, Jeremy.
I told you it was at 11/16.
Okay, well, you know, boss always says, measure twice, if have to, cut twice. It's better than it being short.
That is very true. Although we may have one coupler left.
Need axe, Jeremy?
Yep.
Never mind, Jeremy.
Well, you probably need it in a second anyway. It just occurred to me that might make it a tad bit easier.
Yeah, if we do this, you're right, Jeremy, see? It helps to have somebody else that's actually thinking.
Yep.
Oh God, don't put that sort of pressure on me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeremy. There you go. Whoa, there you go. Lots of glue makes it slide.
Makes it slippery.
Yep. Stick.
All right, Captain.
All right, here we go.
Here's a shovel. There we go.
Look at that.
Where's the axe, Jeremy?
Yep.
We need to go with the bus in the court. Sweet. That felt like that wasn't nothing but a fight to get that fight together.
Nah, that was nothing but fun, man.
Man.
Pure joy. All right, I'm gonna let you guys figure out that French drain. Get it flattened out.
Here you go.
Hang on, let me get you a vented.
Ah,
Did you want to vent this other one as well?
No, that one's got the gutter to vent. Where'd the other
Okay.
adapter go?
they got put in there because I took them off of the pile.
Okay, we finally got all of our pipes in here. So we've got these two gutters caught, that one and this one around here in solid pipe. We've got a leg of French drain perforated pipe right there going in, and then we've got a leg of perforated pipe here with a vented clean out. We used their same clean out fitting there just for whatever reason, but you could fit a jetter hose in there. And then we caught their existing channel drain there, and so that's all solid pipe. That's solid pipe there, and then solid pipe all the way in. So there's our French drain, and the guys just got this about a 1/16 of a bubble or so. And the reason you want the perforated pipe level is because the water as it rises will be level, and so that'll allow the most water to flow in through the perforated holes. See if I can see those under there. There we go. Okay, now we're just gonna get the thing covered up in gravel, and I don't have enough gravel because I went a little crazy digging, but we're gonna use what we've got. We are just getting loaded up here, so it's been a heck of a day, and I got to come back over here tomorrow with some more gravel too, which is annoying, but it's my own fault, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. this trailer are awful. There it is.
That's as far as I can get it, boss.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, here we are. Look at this. We got caution tape up. Keep people from coming through here and falling in and getting themselves hurt. We've got all the pipe in this job. We've started out at that other end here. We caught this gutter. Sean done a really good job at painting that pipe. It all makes it look nice and natural like it's always been here. And then we dressed it out with some natural vegetation there, or leaf mat on top, dress it out. Another one there that Sean's come up with that we've got together. Going into our white pipe here. Draining into our 6-inch. There's our fresh drain pipe with our clean out. And on this end, we have another French drain line right here coming in. This 6-inch right here pipe that you see is catching our gutter, and right here this other 4-inch on this 4x3 here, I'm sorry about shaking the camera so much, it catches our channel drain, which is here. So looks like we're running a little short on rock, and we'll be back tomorrow. Put the rock in, but everybody, looks like Sean's come up with another plan to solve the problem, and here we are. Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate your viewing our videos. Any comments, leave them in the down section below, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. And always, thanks for watching. There's the boss, and there's Jeremy, and there's Boxy. Look at old boss smiling because he knows we got it right. We nailed it.
We had a fan.
We had a fan, all right.
We had a fan that stopped and honked the horn. Sean there.
I heard the horn blowing.
Yeah, he said, "Hey Sean," he said, "I watch your videos." He said, "I saw the trucks."
Nice.
So that was kind of cool.
Cool. All right.
Getting recognized in public. I'm back out here. It's like 6:30 in the morning. I'm trying to get this gravel put in before the work commences this morning. So I'm not going to be filming. I'm just going to be hustling. So here we go. I just got all that gravel installed, and so I'm finished with this job. So let me get Ronald's tape out of the way, caution tape. I'm back out here. It's been a little over a week, and it's raining right now, and I wanted to show you all what's going on here. So it rained really hard a few days after we finished, and they didn't have any problems out here. And so the one of the shift managers or whoever was out here looking at this, and everything was fine. So check out here, we have a little bit maybe of raindrops splash or something going on, but look what we have over here. Oh, and this is interesting too. That's leaking. So that might be part of their problem. And this gazebo thing is dumping over here too. So we do have a little bit of water running from this side. But it looks like over here is doing really well. Look at this. Yeah, I'm gonna let them know that is leaking. And unfortunately, we can't take a look at the outfall. I'm not even sure where it comes out, but the facilities manager said he had it jetted or had somebody come out and look at it and said it was good. So anytime you're dumping water into an existing pipe, you kind of have to say, I don't know really what's going on with the pipe. I'm going to be sending a bunch of water into it, so I definitely let them know that was going on. Alright, I guess I'll get to making this video, and if I get a chance to get out here during a bigger rain, I will do so. But according to the people that work here, this problem has been solved. So that's really good news. I'm back out here. We've got quite a bit more rain right now, and so I wanted to come out here and check on this system that we did with the French drain and everything in the break area. So the property manager and the workers here have reported back that everything's working really well, but I know you all wanted some better rain footage, so that's what I'm working on now. So look at how wet it is throughout the whole way here. We do have a bunch of catch basins, but they're just not really working super well. So the question is this area going to be flooded over here? And look at this. It looks really good. So this is what I was expecting to happen too. Some of this surface water here coming off the hill is landing here and then running into here, and then it's disappearing in the gravel. And so that's what I want. Remember, water flows through gravel, so gravel is like it's like a barrier to water. Here's another example of that. This is all surface water here, and look at that, it's running into the gravel. And so once in the gravel, it floods up the trench and then comes up and makes its way into the holes of the perforated pipe of the French drain. And then from there into the drain pipe. So I did talk to them about this problem here, with this all running through here. So they're gonna work on that as well. So that might be a big part of it. But look over here. See, we need to do the same French drain thing over on this side too. All this standing water. Now this is not that terrible, so hopefully it won't be a problem for them, but what we did is working really well, so that's good. Okay, so this is working real well. Doesn't look like a whole lot's coming through there. Okay, I'm really pleased with all this. That's really good news on that system, because they had said that that was actually taking their whole production line down when whenever the floor would flood. So I can't wait to send that video over to the property manager that I've been talking to. And then I'm also going to let him know about the water leaking between the roofs right there. So that's good news for us over here. I'm back out here. I'm gonna take a look. The property manager asked me to take a look at that break room area where it's leaking down through the building. So I'm gonna jump up there and take a look. So let's walk around back and see what we got going on. I've got a little bit of flashing with me too, just in case. We got a lot of leaves up here, so that might be part of it. The water might be flowing backwards a little bit, so let me just blow all this off of here. This might be enough. The property manager, when I told him and sent him a short video of that leaking right here at the building, he had asked me if I would go take a look at it, and so I knew there was a bunch of leaves up there, and I took my leaf blower just in case, you know, just to get that done while I was up there. If I was going to climb all the way up there, might as well blow it off. And then once I got in here and saw, if you look at how well developed that soil is in there, so those leaves have been sitting there decomposing for quite a while. And I think what happened is that whole thing just soaked up with water, and then the water started flowing backwards and getting in that little crack between the roof panel and the wall. I think that's what was doing it. Okay, I think that is why the water was backing up. So that would be a good example of water running uphill. It was basically saturating all that organic matter and then just working its way back that way and then down in there. So I'm going to recommend that they keep this in better shape, keep it clean maybe 2 or 3 times a year. You got all these pine trees right here. So now I just need to go clean up all the mess I made down there. So let me go do that. Okay, I'd say we're pretty much good to go here. And I'm going to recommend to the property manager that he let me do this once or twice or maybe 3 times a year. So I think we should be good to go. They've reported back that everything's great here. We're no longer getting flooding into the building there, which used to flood the whole production line and it would shut production down. So yeah, I'd say this one is good to go. Let me get loaded back up. This was a pretty interesting job that we did. I spent quite a bit of time working with the property manager on this one, trying to identify the problem water. And we had originally focused on doing the gutter piping and putting in a catch basin. And then I went back out there during the rain and saw some of the water coming off the hill. And I was like, why don't we just double check on this hill thing? And so the property manager came out during a heavier rain and was like, yeah, there is water coming off that hill. So we added in doing that grading and that swale at the top, which I forgot to go revisit, but that's working just fine. And so we got out there on the day, and I was originally going to do that catch basin. Now, catch basins can be very tricky because they need to be in a super low point. They need to be catching pretty much point water, because if you have a flat area and you put a catch basin, there's no way to get the water into the catch basin. And so I had been thinking about that quite a bit in the coming weeks before we did the job, and so I was prepared to do a French drain as well, even though I didn't have enough gravel with me. But once we got in there and we saw where the existing pipe was, which really was one of the main parts that set our height. Once we saw that existing pipe, we got our catch basin in there, there's just no way it was going to work. We just did not have the fall for it. And so by adding those 2 legs of French drain and a pretty decent amount of gravel in there, the gravel is going to be the buffering, I was happy with that. And it did take a little bit longer, and it cost me a little bit more, including a trip back with the extra gravel, but that was clearly the best way to do it. We could have just thrown a catch basin in there, and I could have said that was what was in the quote that they agreed to, but it would not have done as good of a job as we had. And so just thinking about it ahead of time and having those materials on hand, including those couple of of 6-inch fittings, because I didn't know what was going to happen when we excavated that, and we were trying to do it on a weekend when they weren't producing, and so you can't buy 6-inch fittings on the weekend. Okay, I also wanted to mention the importance of revisiting during the rain, because I was able to identify that water leaking right there at the roof, at the wall, and that was a little bit confusing to me when I was looking at it from below. And talked to the property manager, and he said, can you go out there and at least see what's going on? And I was like, yeah, we can do that. And I took the leaf blower with me, climbed up there, and I think all that organic matter was just getting soaked with water. And then at some point, the water was just flowing back and leaking through the roof. And so once I got that blown out of there, that's all been good to go. And so all that's good. Now they do need to keep an eye on that and blow it off more regularly than they had been doing. But other than that, everything's been solved over there. So this was definitely an interesting piping job and a little bit of an unknown, because we didn't quite know what we were going to reach going into that existing drainage pipe. But this one turned out pretty well, so let me know what you all think about this video. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks again for watching, and let me know in the comments why you think that those original 6-inch fittings were not glued in the first place. That was kind of a mystery to us, so let me know what you all think. All right, I'll see you on the next one.